Hello everyone and welcome to the second round of the Continental Circuit. The second rendition of it. Circus! Of course, it's a circus. Today, we are circus dancing, I guess, around this beautiful racing circuit in Southern America for the South American round. We are of course at Interlagos, the one and only truly amazing race track. I mean, it is a grand spectacle always seeing races going on here. Unfortunately, there is not much GT3 racing going on here. If I take a look real quick. Yeah, we have some GT3s here today, but normally that is not the case. But anyway, before we go any further, my name is Julian Strasser. I am your main commentator today, and with me in the commentary booth, I have got the Italian Jojo, the one and only Italian Jojo. How are you doing, mate?
Hello, Julian. Thank you for introducing me. I'm doing pretty well today, thank you. And hopefully, I hope that everyone in chat and on the track is also doing pretty well, because from what I can see right now, the sky seems very cloudy and some wipers seem to be on. So, do you think we could see some moisture, some rain today?
Well, let me really quick read through the steward's announcement. The steward's announcement was, it's going to be quite cold and wet, be prepared. So yes, it is most definitely going to be wet. It has been announced.
Very nice. I will be looking forward to it.
Okay.
It will be fun. Also, because I can commentators curse people more easily than I would otherwise on the dry. They have less grip. It is way easier for me to be a little silly commentator.
Absolutely you can. But for now, we are still in the practice session. So that's why we are only seeing these drivers, well, circle around the circuit a bit. Currently we're watching Edwin Law do that. The practice session has just ended. So, and I think you can also see on the ground there that it is a bit wet.
Yeah, a bit humid.
But yeah. Yeah, that's the practice session over, I guess. That means we're now officially in the qualifying session, so we can have the qualifying overlay here. Perfect. Amazing.
Amazing.
No. And,
yes.
But yeah, this is the qualifying session. We have quite a lot of drivers participating today. In two classes, once again, like last time around. Of course, last week we were already racing at, remind me, Sebring, which unfortunately is currently not on the WAC calendar, but definitely deserves to have a racing with these prototypes. I think it is still on the IMSA calendar at least, right?
Yes, that is correct. It is still on the IMSA calendar with the 12 hours of Sebring, and also, if Reska were to hear you, he would basically nod in agreement very aggressively. Reska really loves Sebring, does he?
I mean, it's understandable. It is a very unique circuit. So, I mean, and unique is pretty much the best thing you can say to it, because by all accounts, it is not a good track, and by that I mean the quality of the surface, because obviously you have these old plates on the ground, which used to be the airport, basically the runway for the planes. But yeah, that circuit unfortunately not anymore on the WAC calendar. I think Interlagos currently is?
Yes, that is correct. It is currently on the WC calendar.
Which is extremely nice, because, as I said earlier, it is the only a major racing series, I think, that goes there with, like, international GT cars. Like the one we're seeing right now by Tommy Lato, who had a very good race last time around.
That is true. Also, I think that I don't remember what I wanted to say. I forgot. Oops.
Very sorry about that.
Yeah, that is my bad. But yeah, we're seeing here Denis Negeshev here with the Jordan 963 here having a bit of a slide. I mean, those drivers are still on cold tires. I do not wish to be in their shoes, if I'm being honest, because that sounds like, I wouldn't say hell, but
very close to it. I mean, quite honestly, the opposite to it, because it's gonna be cold, and cold is, well, the opposite to hell, usually in traditional depictions. We're watching Joseph German right now, who I think is already on a hot lap. Joseph German last time, of course, came in, finished in P2, finished the hypercar class in P2. Looking to repeat that. Last time around we had a Toyota domination at the front for most of the event. Are you expecting that to change today?
I mean, we know that Toyota is pretty strong overall. They showed in real life that they really know what they're doing. At Sebring we saw that they are really dominating. Everything is Toyota here and there. So I would expect the Toyotas to still do pretty well here, all things considered.
So far,
I will not expect for other hypercars to be able to really do a lot.
And so far that's looking good for Ethan de Jong, who is currently leading the standings in a Toyota, of course. But we also have a newcomer today of Gerd Odinson. Sounds like a Scandinavian person to me, in the Valkyrie. I mean, that is a match made in heaven. Currently in P2, beautiful, by the Aston Martin driver.
I think Swedish. Yeah, Swedish Aston Martin driver, I think. No, wait, no. That is not Swedish. Wait, give me a second, because I'm actually looking it up. And let's see. Let me see. Wait, I cannot find it.
That's fair enough. Patrick Salvasi is the winner from last round and is currently in P3. Very close to Odinson, actually. And in the GT class, currently we have Alex Curto leading the way. Looking to continue from where he started off last time around, but unfortunately couldn't finish due to different issues during the race.
Yeah, from what we're able to gather, there were issues with the connection. So there was, I think, a disconnect, which, well, it sucks, but is there really a lot? There isn't really a lot you can do about it. There we go, finally.
Unfortunately not. It's like in the real race when the engine gives out. You can't do anything about it. It just happens. It really sucks for everyone involved, but that happens. Edwin Law now has put in a lap, putting him in P3, which was bested by Gerd Odinson, who is now back in P3 again. And Patrick Salvasi has gotten closer to Ethan de Jong at the front. It's looking very close. Reska Kioso as well, looking to catch up sometime to the front. Of course, getting used to this new sim here. 1.4 seconds down at the moment and battling with Eric Gregis for qualifying in P6. But both of them are ahead of Law right now, which is very good.
Yeah, that is extremely good, actually.
Oh no, wait a second. That's Ben Law. We have two Laws now.
Yeah, wait. Things are getting out of hand. There is now two of them.
There is two of them, and I don't know if they're related whatsoever. They do not even drive the same car, so...
I mean, they might be. Who knows? I mean, they know. For sure not us.
They probably know, yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ethan de Jong now putting the hammer down, getting 4/10 quicker than last lap. They're putting him 8/10 in front of Patrick Salvasi. We'll have to take a look whether they can improve on their time right now. Looking like a bit of an improvement as possible from the first sector. Salvasi coming across the line and does not improve, it seems.
Yeah, that is... There is a side, however, we do know, what we do know right now, is that Herman is right behind them, Edwin Lowe is not that far behind, Odinson is also not that far behind, but De Jong is absolutely dominating here.
Yeah, it looks very good for De Jong. Back into the GT3s. If we look at the standings there right now. We have Alex Curto out in the front, of course, very closely followed by Tommy Lito. And Mats Ohm is 2/10 down right now, with Bonfin just half a second down. It's looking really close at the top of that LMGT3 field.
Yeah, GT3 seems very close compared to Hypercar, at least when it comes to the top spots. I mean, we have the top 5 being basically in the gap that separates P1 and P2 in Hypercar. So it is right now the field here in GT3 seems to be the more competitive of the two, thus far at least.
We also have a few different cars here. It's always beautiful in GT3 especially. You see so many different manufacturers. You see the Lexus here. We saw the Lamborghini a second ago. We have oh god.
There is a Mustang.
No, that must be like if I don't say anything wrong, I think this is an Irish name. And I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Me neither. Neither of us
Fry.
speak Gaelic.
Let's just say Fry. Let's just say Fry. Fry is here today in the Mustang. But yeah. Back to the Hyperclass real quick, because in the Hyperclass we see Patrick Salvasi still trying to catch up more. He's closer in the meantime, just half a second down now, where it was 8/10 before. However, still quite a long ways off of Ethan de Jong, who is looking to dominate today, it seems.
Yeah, Ethan de Jong really flying today with half a second lead, which might improve right now. Let's see.
No, that's just the outlap.
No, okay, that was the outlap. My bad. I was hyped for not.
We do have Gerd Odinson on a lap, however, looking to improve. Oh, wow!
He's quick.
Only 1/10 behind Ethan de Jong. That's a challenge.
Yeah, that is wow, especially in a Valkyrie. That is really good. Like Gerd Odinson really putting that 312. Wow.
Yeah.
That is quicker. I don't
and going even quicker. Look at the first sector.
Yeah. That is almost 3/10 faster. Wow, that would be enough to stay ahead of Ethan de Jong by quite a lot.
I mean, Ethan de Jong is also currently on the lap, but is not looking to improve. Yet Odinson, however, is looking to come into this and pick up the pace. Pick up right where Ethan de Jong left it last time, and looking to leave everyone in his dust.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Ethan de Jong was like 4 thousandths behind. So I would expect them to potentially still improve, but that's Sector 1 here from Gerd Odinson. That is a very strong Sector 1, I'm not going to lie.
And that is still keeping him in front. The Sector 2 might not be the purple one, but it's still keeping him in front. And we only have... We're already on the start-finish straight. Like, there's nothing in Sector 3.
I mean, to be fair, that is a very slow middle sector. I'm not expecting Odinson to improve, Yeah, I mean... Yeah, as I said, good first sector, good last sector, but 8/10 behind in the middle sector, that is not going to be nice.
Yeah.
That much.
All of the sectors need to work out here. Gerd Odinson, first and third sector, well, beautiful, but second sector unfortunately cancelled everything out. Yichun de Jong also did not improve on the last lap, but is also currently looking to still gain a bit of time. Currently 4,000s up in the first sector on the previous time. Silvasi, in the meanwhile, is also looking to improve, but will not quite do that. Not with that third sector.
Yeah. Also, right now, I mean, is it just me, or are the conditions worsening?
Might
I mean,
be.
I think, yeah, because I think some dump truck, some wipers being activated. I mean, we started on the dry. Doesn't look like we're on the dry anymore.
Oh, but look at this from Alex Curter here, improving on a lap time, getting the best GT3 lap time by 5/10 right now, looking to put the hammer down and looking to not leave up anything to chance today. Gary Slater finishing the lap right now, not improving on the time, not with that middle sector. And Charlton Bertoni also in the last sector here. The first two sectors were rather good. Looking to improve somewhat. Will need quite a lot of time to catch up to Brown though. 5/10 down on the P5 qualifier for now.
Yeah, but that is P4.
Wow.
That is a very good P4 from Charlton Bertoni,
Nice
our local
improvement.
British track staff member. That is pretty good compared to where they were before. Not going to lie. And let's see now, Gert Odinson. I mean, not the greatest of first sectors, but still, we've seen worse from them. Like that middle sector in the lap earlier, that was not good.
I mean, yes, there's time to be safe, but as you said before, the track conditions might be worsening. We are seeing a more pronounced dry line, so the rest of the circuit must be getting a bit wetter, and that is a spinning Valkyrie if I've ever seen one.
I think that is also over for their qualifying, because, well, I don't think they have time to set another lap time, so Ethan de Jong right now does not have to worry about anything from Odinson. Potentially, they might have to worry about a late attack from Silvasi, but I'm not too sure, to be fair.
We'll have to take a look. Silvasi's looking to improve, but already in the first sector, 2.4 tenths down. Yeah, exactly. And for the rest, we'll have to see whether there's any improvement coming in sector 2 from Silvasi. No, also down on the time right now. Joseph Herman just started the next lap and already spinning the tires quite heavily here, starting out. So that's gonna be a challenge in these conditions on the circuit to try and improve anything.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy whatsoever. However, I mean, they might be on like on very low fuel with some rubber here on the track, so it could be yet possible for our drivers to still set a pretty decent lap, all things considered.
Absolutely, anything is possible today, especially in the race where we are forecast to have, well, wet session definitely.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see Yichun de Jong coming around.
Yichun de Jong, there should be an improvement. Let's see if they keep the delta. I think it's a very small improvement, but an improvement nonetheless.
It is a few hundredths of an improvement, which just proves that Yichun de Jong is up on pace today and up on consistency as well, having consistently done quite a lot of good laps today. Silvasi is still going. Herman is still going here. Maybe improving. Does improve a little, not enough to get up ahead of Silvasi, though, into P3.
Yeah. I mean, that is still pretty good, all things considered. Let's see now, Edwin Lowe. What are what is their final? Oh no, they're diving into the pits. They're going to practice their pit stop or their standing start. Nonetheless, that is not going to be an improvement from their current position. So they're going to be stuck in P5. G-Fox Foxington. I think they wanted to launch their new lap time, but didn't realize that qualifying was over.
Yeah.
So there we are.
Exactly, there we are. So everyone that is here today has done a lap. We have 22 drivers starting the race today, it seems. And we can take a look at
teams and drivers go to the grid for a race
the starting order for the race. So let's take a look. We have Ichon de Jong leading ahead of Gerd Odinson in the first row. In the second row, we have Patrick Silvasi and Josef Herman. So far, so Toyota, like last time around. Row 3, we have Edwin Law and Daniel Negaitsev with the first Porsche on the grid. Then we have Ben Law and Viktoras Butsikaitis. 2 Aston Martins right next to each other so far. Eric Gregis and Reska Kioso on row 5. And we have Cosmo Marsh and G-Fox Foxington on row 6. And we do have Cunha de Silva and Arthur Maus on row 7 for the hypercars.
When it comes to the GT3s, we have on row 1 Omet Tomer and Alex Curto. Well, row 8, but row 1 for GT3s. Then on row 9, we have Tommy Leto, the winner for from the first town, and Charlotte Bertoni. Then on row 10, we have Adriel Bonfem and Liam Brownie. Now, they are followed by Gary Slater and Jan Seppa in row 11. Then we have row 12, Luna Liopo and Chauffeur, I think. They're followed by Terry Lowe and Zero Alexandre, and I feel like that is... no, my bad. It's AJ Salvatore and Biggie Hugs.
Those are the starters. Those are all the starters.
Yeah. That should be all of them. So yeah, I mean, bit of a wet track. We're going to see how it will evolve. We'll see the standing start. That would to be a pretty fun lap one, if I have to guess. I mean, we're on the wet, we're on cold tires. It is probably going to be a bit nasty, all things considered. Also, what we will see is, well, a lot of spray. So car behind will have well, be pretty mindful of what is ahead of them. I'm not looking forward to this, but let's see. Let's wait for the green and let's see how it will go.
And we're green. Lot of spray being put up by everyone on the grid. We have a lot of standing water, and we cannot see anything. What is going on? Is there anything happening further down? It looks like everyone is safe so far. A few people going wide there in the back for the GT3s. A bit of a kerfuffle with the hypercars in front. I see an Aston Martin going slow, and oh no!
Oh, that is a Valkyrie. I think Tommy Leto and someone else in the wall. Oh, that is...
We have Ben Law here. We have Ben Law here, all the way at the back of the grid now, losing out quite a lot due to this situation at the front. We still have Ichon de Jong leading the field, though.
Yeah, I mean, Ichon de Jong probably said, well, I don't know what's happening behind. I will just drive ahead and I will not see anyone behind me. As I think that we had our P2 Valkyrie that it doesn't look like it's anywhere here that we can see. I mean, they must have dropped quite a lot of positions.
Yeah, Gerd Odinson is all the way at the back of the hypercar grid, of the leading grid, I have to say right now. Only in P10, has a lot of ways to make up as well as Alex Curto in the GT3 class, who is only in P4 right now, also losing a few positions on the start. And what we missed at the end of qualifying session has been out-qualified by Omet Ohm, who is now still in the lead of the race from the pole position.
Yeah, I mean, we know Matt, she's a very fast driver, but we also know that the drivers here are really fast, and which, however, Charto Bertoni is the local surprise, being currently ahead of Alex Curto. And that is a very good performance for Charlton, I'm not going to lie. And, you know, it's good to see that.
It is definitely good to see as we're having a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit.
But watch out for Alex Curto, they are going to dive on the inside. Now Charlton Burton is going to have the inside for the final corner of the S. Docena. And now is Kershadawa, if I recall correctly. Oh! A lot of banging, and Alex Curto spins. Alex Curto is right now spinning. Wow, that is two incidents at turn 3 here at Interlagos. Oh my god, this is scary to see. This is so scary. But Alex Curto keeps it on the brakes. Oh wow. I mean, I would not want to be in his shoes. That must have been such a scary situation to find yourself in. As we are also seeing now, all the hybrid cars with 600 and more horsepower struggling to put all that power down here in the rain. That is scary, and it also reminds me of that 2015 IMSA race at Road America, the Petit Le Mans 2015, where a Porsche GT car beat all the prototypes because it was completely wet and they were able to put the power down way more easily. It is probably not going to happen today, but still, that is going to give you an idea about all the difficulties that our prototype drivers are going to have when it comes to putting the power down. It is scary. It is very, very scary.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something scary, but luckily with the modern hypercars, it's not that much of an issue anymore. They are more based on GT3 technology, as that has been very strongly developed in recent years. So now everyone knows how to develop these cars, who of course have traction control, very easy to control, as we see Josef Herman going for an overtake. And in the background there's also a battle between Reska Kioso and Edwin Law. Reska Kioso taking the position, and it looks like Josef Herman not being able to do so. Yes, he goes through after the acceleration out of the corner, and now we have Reska Kioso side by side with Daniel Negaitsev. Reska Kioso not having had any luck in the qualifying session, but going to the inside of Negaitsev right now. Is this what he has been waiting for? Is the rain what makes him so strong? It looks like it has. He's going on the inside. He's still side by side with Negaitsev. Now around the outside, a very slow middle sector, of course. And getting a bit on
That's a lot of dog banging.
Yeah, and getting a bit unsettled there. But it's still side by side with Edwin Law, who will be looking at this and who will be very unhappy. He wants to be at the front fighting with Ichon de Jong, but he's not able to make any progress right now.
Yeah, I mean, Edwin Law must be like, let me just get ahead. But those are tricky situations, and we saw Edwin Law trying to put the power down, but still struggling. The wet is not really leaving any room for like mistakes, as we are now seeing Reska Kioso on his side. Edwin Law squeezing him a little bit, but they're going towards T1. Edwin Law a little bit later on the brakes, but Reska Kioso seems to be able to gain the position temporarily. They're still side by side, as we saw a car going wide there. Ooh, there was contact, and Edwin Law got the worst of it, with Reska Kioso being able to keep P5. Wow, that is amazing battles with Eric Gregis right behind Reska Kioso here.
Yeah, it was Eric Gregis going a bit wide there. Now we have Viktoras Putikaitis, who had a bit of trouble in the start as well, following G-Fox Foxington trying to make that overtake. Daniel Negaitsev, however, in front is on the back of Josef Herman now and is looking to make up the position. This is the battle for P3 right now, as the front of the hypercar grid is already quite a lot away. 6 seconds ahead is Ichon de Jong, ahead of Patrick Salvasi and Josef Herman. Well, this battle that we're looking at right now is another 6 seconds down the road. So the front has already separated quite a bit. Of course, this battle here, due to it being a battle, well, they cannot just hot lap with having to defend, having to attack all of the time. So they will continue to lose time. They have just lost another second in the middle sector to Patrick Salvasi. Yeah, They will have
It's
to.
not going to be easy.
Yeah, if they want to advance in the ranks, they will have to find a running order now and try to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, they will also have to contend with the spray and tricky conditions under braking, because wet and no ABS don't really go that well together. Like, this can be quite scary. You need to be really careful about your braking zones, the spray, and yeah, it's just not going to be that fun, is it? As we're now seeing them approaching T4, we're now onto the GT3 battle. They are contending with a hypercar, passing them by. I think that is the one wall, as we are now seeing an all Lexus battle between Gary Slater and Sean Bertoni. We had for a moment a yellow flag, as we are now seeing Gary Slater trying to look down inside to see if they can dive, but it doesn't seem like they can. Ooh, that was a bit sketchy, but nonetheless they were able to keep it in one place, as now these two Lexuses are going to fight for P3 in class.
And I think you're right, that is the van wall. Did Cosmo Marsh switch to the van wall now?
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, that is the van wall. Or well, the bikeoless.
I mean, that is a brave move, because, well, it is not the best of the hypercars, technically speaking, and, well, Cosmo Marsh is also currently not in contention for hypercar, is currently P3 in the GT3 class, but has not been lapped yet so far. So yeah, this is the actual battle for the actual P3 in the GT3 class between the two Lexi, yeah.
We're now seeing them here in the last few corners of this middle sector, very technical sector, as we are now going downhill in this corner. It is going to be very tricky when we traction control on. Now Edwin Lowe and Reska Kioso, they are still fighting. Edwin Lowe really didn't take lightly that contact before, even though I'm not too sure who was at fault. But Reska Kioso is able to mount a very good defense. They are now have to deal with slow traffic. However, Edwin Lowe will now have the inside. Reska Kioso will have to concede. Maybe Edwin Lowe will go wide, but I don't think so. We know that Edwin Lowe is a really good driver, as they're now being able to gain P5. I think it is secured in the safe, as they're now going to hunt for P4.
Yeah, Edwin Law will need to hunt now. 2 seconds down on Daniel Nagaitsev, who is in P4 at the moment. But Reska Kioso will not want to let this go just like this, but we'll have to see whether he can stay in the slipstream and maybe bring the battle back, because he's getting a bit unsettled there.
Yeah, that was a sketchy Toyota under braking there. I think that Reska Kioso might have had a bit of an oh shit moment. Oh wait, my bad. He's British, so there might have been a oh goodness heavens moment.
Oh goodness gracious! Absolutely.
Oh silly me! Oh silly me! That might have been a bit scary. As we're now also going to see another all-British battle on what technically a car split by inside the Toyota group, a lot of British drivers on a lot of Toyotas. That must be really something they like quite a lot, as Gary Slater is now just 6.5 tenths behind Charlton Bertoni. Now Charlton will have to defend here on this straight, because Gary Slater will have the massive slipstream, and it's basically the entire last sector. So with this gap, 5.5 tenths, I mean, Charlton will probably need to keep an eye on the rearview mirrors. I wouldn't be worried about Gary Slater attempting an overtake, but still, it's not going to be pretty, as we're now seeing Jean Seppa and Alex Curto battling it out. Alex will probably want to try and get to the front of the grid as soon as possible. We know that he's a very fast driver, and having to deal with traffic, that is not going to be an easy thing for him. But we're also going to have to deal with the fact that this is not Formula 1, you do not have DRS there, so this slipstream is going to only be able to do so much, as they also have to contend with faster traffic approaching, as Ooh, that is scary. That is very scary to do that here in the West, but they are able to keep it together. Now Alex Curto shows his nose down inside, doesn't attempt the overtake, but Jean Sepa will have to drive with one eye on the rearview mirrors. Now Alex Curto is on the inside, now that will be the outside for the upcoming corner. However, Alex Curto seems to be able to have secured the position, so now we have P6 for the Aston Martin driver. Very good overtake from Alex Curto as they are now heading in the middle sector.
Yeah, very well done there. That was quite the battle we saw between the two. Alex Curto, of course, will want to catch up. The next car ahead for him is Tommy Later, who is 1.5 seconds up the road, and who will, of course, is the race winner from last time. But Tommy Later then already is 10 seconds down on the battle between the Lexi. So it's going to be interesting to see whether there can be any catching up still done from Alex Curto. It's still 47 minutes left on the grid, so we'll have to see whether anything can be done. In the meantime, we have Daniel Nagaitsev being caught up by Edwin Law, and Reska Kioso was able to stay in the slipstream somewhat. We can see him in the background there. So they have caught up, and this is now the battle for P4, currently between 3 cars. We'll have to see whether the Porsche can prevail against the onslaught of Toyotas.
Yeah, I mean, the gap is not massive, but also not that tiny either. I feel like it is 6 tenths between each driver, so Nagaitsev 6 tenths behind Low, 6 tenths behind Kioso. So it's going to be, I think, manageable for each driver. I don't feel like we're entering this stressful phase. This is just the don't make mistakes phase and fall behind quite a lot. So, I mean, we are seeing now Reska Kioso actually falling behind quite a bit, 1 second behind Edwin Law, as Daniel Nagaitsev will now have to watch from that Toyota, which is just a few tenths behind. So, yeah, I feel like these two are entering this stressful phase, with Reska Kioso being like, I need to catch to not fall behind too much, because if I fall behind too much, I'm never going to see them again.
Yeah, Edwin Law, as we also see in the tower on the side, we have Ben Law, who has DNF'd. Mouse and Da Silva as well in the pits right now, as Edwin Law is really closing up to Daniel Nagaitsev right now. It's looking like, oh well, the cork in the bottle right now is with the Porsche. Is this because of the pace is increasing for the Toyotas, or is it because he's feeling pressured by suddenly having to deal with these two same class drivers once again?
I mean, it could be that the Toyotas being able to deploy the all-wheel drive from 160 km per hour and above might actually be catching up because of that all-wheel drive, while the Porsche does not have the luxury of being able to put power to the front, only to the rear, as we're now seeing Edwin Law trying to maybe sit down inside, Daniel Nagaitsev trying to defend. Those two guys are going to lose so much ground to Reska Kioso, which is actually saying, well, thank you for the space, I'm going to put my car in P5, and he does so around the outside.
Oh boy, that was a
that is a very good battle.
That was a 7.5 though from Edwin Law, but of course he must have... No!
That is a Porsche in the barrier. There is a Reska Kioso with front damage, and that is Edwin Law saying, well, thank you very much, I will take this. Wow! What happened there?
Oh, well, it looks like either Daniel Nagaitsev just broke too early or Reska Kioso broke too late. One of the two, or maybe both of those things happened. Reska Kioso did wait at the side of the road for Nagaitsev to catch back up. So that was a gentlemanly move, but that also helped Eric Gregis, who is now 2 positions further ahead, up into P5 now. But of course, we'll have to deal with Nagaitsev once he catches up. Question though, will he catch up, or does he have too much rear damage now?
That's a very good question. We know that, I mean, Eric, I hope that Greg will not hate me for this, but we know that Nagaitsev and Kioso do have both of them more pace than the Czech driver. However, because both of these drivers will have damage, I mean, Eric Greges might find himself in a situation where he's not gaining on pace, but he's also not losing. But also, the drivers behind are not gaining because of the damage. So that might be a bit of a fragile balance. So let's see if they will keep it, as there is a yellow flag going on right now. I don't know who, where, or when, but there is a yellow flag somewhere here.
Well, when is now? So.
Oh yeah, true.
but yeah, I appreciate the try at making this more interesting thing. On the GT3 class down there, we can see that Charlton Bertoni has been able to find a more consistent pace now compared to compared to Gary Slater, of course.
I mean, it could be that there was a lapping car breaking the battle up, but I mean, I would like to point your attention to Resca Chioso and Nagaisev, because those two are duking it out side by side here on the wet. That is scary, but it's also very nice to see. As also look behind who's there.
Yeah,
Odinson.
The Valkyrie. The Valkyries are joining the battle.
Yeah, that loud V12 is saying, "Hello, boys, I'm going to be loud and you're going to hear me." That is going to become a pretty interesting battle, if I have to guess right now. A very nice battle, and that's what we want to see.
Who needs hybrids when you have Valkyrie?
Yes.
But first of all, we have Resca Chioso trying to go for a move. Look at the damage on the front of that Toyota. That is really not going to be good for them. But so wet that it is right now, it's going to be a challenge to keep it on the road, especially with the downforce being damaged. You will have an imbalance of the downforce right now between front and rear compared to what you would usually have. And we don't have a mandatory pit stop or anything today, so they will also not have the opportunity. Gerd Odinson, however, has the opportunity right now to go for a move on the damaged Toyota. Oh, getting blocked there by Resca Chioso. Not necessarily illegally blocked, but it did look like a quite aggressive defense.
Yeah, also, one thing that we need to consider is also Dirtier, because those are prototypes. They are quite, I wouldn't say prototype dependent, because they're not like the LMP1 prototype dependence on downforce reliant prototypes. My bad, now I was able to pronounce it correctly. However, you see a lot of downforce, and being in Dirtier, that is not pretty. You will have to deal with that, and Dirtier with spray, with the wet, that is not going to be fun for our drivers.
Absolutely not, and they're catching up right now to what we see as the Lexi, Gary Slater and Charlton Bertoni. Gary Slater is going to prove easily overtaken. Charlton Bertoni as well for all three of them. Nothing lost, nothing gained for either of those hypercars right now. Seems that Resca Chioso is taking a bit of a wider line into T1 there. Oh, but that is Nagaisev losing it. That might be the rear damage, causing a lack of rear traction on acceleration there.
Could potentially be just the Porsche not being able to put that hybrid down to the front, and maybe just the hybrid not playing nice. We do not know, but nonetheless, what we do know is that Resca Chioso is right now in P6, followed closely by that Valkyrie in P7, and Nagaisev lost 2 positions because of that loss of control. That is going to be a pretty intense battle that will probably unfold right now, as Nagaisev was able to catch up to Odinson because Odinson was going slow, but Nagaisev also went wide. What is happening right now here in the middle of the group? That is pure chaos. I am all for it.
Yeah, Nagaisev seems to have trouble just controlling the car right now, potentially related to the damage earlier, as well as the track being wet. Of course, no one can do anything against the track being wet, but the cars still are damaged quite a bit. So in the GT3s then, however, Gary Slater has been able to catch back up to Charlton Bertoni. This is the battle for P3 is starting once again. And it looks like Gary Slater will want to go for it right now.
Yeah, looks like Gary Slater is like, I've suffered enough, just let me by, I want to overtake. And it looks like Charlton Burton is not going defensive whatsoever. I mean, Gary Slater has all the top in the world to actually try and send it for the dive, but Charlton Burton is able to keep it around the outside and defend it. So, I mean, that is a very British battle happening right now. However, they're losing time. And Alex Curto right now is in P5, and when we last checked, the gap was 10 seconds and something. Right now, the gap is, what, 6.5 seconds?
6.5, yeah.
Yeah, so Alex Curto is gaining, maybe not a lot every single lap, but slow and steadily he's gaining. So, I mean, these two British drivers might not want to battle for, well, excessively, because otherwise, that's not going to be nice for them. Alex Curto is not a driver I would want to see in my rearview mirrors. That would really scare the hell out of me.
Absolutely. For now, though, I would also not be really happy with seeing Gerd Odinson with the Valkyrie in my rearview mirror. Reska Kyoso so far doing a great job keeping cool, calm, collected. Just staying out of trouble for now. Daniel Negaitsev now has lost quite a lot of time to these people. But Reska Kyoso and Gerd Odinson are continuing the battle as they're catching up to Eric Gregis, who is spinning out right in front of them.
That's a spinala here for Eric Gregis. That sucks. I feel so bad for Eric Gregis.
No.
Also, Negaitsev is catching up. And they're going to have a lot of extra speed here on this back straight, and they're going down the inside, probably aiming for the overtake, as Eric Gregis is defending pretty well around the outside, but I don't think that will be for much longer. Actually, never mind. Sorry, Eric. I underestimated you. I was not familiar with your game. He's defending. Woo! There was contact. Maybe a spin? There is a yellow flag. Yeah. So that was not spin, luckily, but man, these two are really banging it out. Wow!
Ooh.
As also Olison. Okay, that was slip angle. That was not a spin.
That was
For a moment, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was slip angle. Yeah. Let's call it slip angle.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
as Reska Kyoso goes a bit into the grass here, this will hamper his acceleration onto the longest straight on the I think the longest straight, or second longest, on the circuit here.
Longest.
Fine, nice. Gerd Odinson, however, he has the overspeed right now, and look at the V12 power, pulling side by side, not quite. Reska Kyoso going defensive, Gerd Odinson going for a wider entry line than into T1. And Eric Gregis is still a bit ahead of Daniel Negaitsev, who's really struggling with keeping it tidy right now. Gerd Odinson, however, is not struggling at the moment whatsoever.
Yeah, he's really trying to syndicate here on Reska Kyoso. I mean, yeah, that's an overtake from the Aston Martin driver. So really good showing, as I think that Odinson will be like, let's try and I'm not saying claw P2 back. I don't think that the gap will allow Odinson to do that. However, that's a fast driver, so they will probably want to catch up everything they can as soon as they can.
Well, it is a 10-second gap to Edwin Law in front of them, so it's going to be hard to catch up whatsoever. In the meantime, we have the Lexi battling, continuing their battle here on the second longest straight now, I have learned. They're quite close together. They're still battling for P3. In the meantime, this is the closest battle on the circuit right now.
And also, I think one of the longest battles that I think is been going on for what, 15 minutes or something like that. That's a pretty long battle, all things considered. Whereas we're now seeing Geert Oddison and Rescue also having to deal with a lapped car. I think of a Tom that is very scary, but they're able to keep it together. So good job on our drivers for being able to do so. Very nice, very nice. But however, Geert Oddison is able to pull a little bit of a gap, 6 tenths, as Rescue also is falling behind ever so slightly. However, never say never here, because we've seen what these wet conditions are able to show us.
Absolutely. So with these two battle going on, let us take a quick overview over how everything is looking right now, with Ethan de Jong leading ahead of Patrick Salvasi, Joseph Herman, Edwin Law, and Geert Odinson. That's the top 5 for the hypercar class. We have Reska Kioso, Eric Regis, Daniel Negaitsev, Viktoras Potukaitis, all on the lead lap, and then we have Cosmo Marsh on the, well, a lap down on the rest of the grid.
Yeah, that sucks. Now in the GT3s, Ometom, pretty uneventful race, but they just didn't make any mistake. Giamboni also, not very eventful race, but no mistakes there as well. Charlton Bertoni and Gary Slater are now fighting. Alex Curto, shame for that lap 1. Was it lap 1? Or was it later? Oh no, lap 2 incident. Then Tommy Leto, our race 1 winner, down in P6. Then Jean Sepa, Adrian Bofem, and Ronald Yoko.
Yeah, from the starters as well, we have G-Fox Foxington currently being a bit down on the rest of the grid. Luna Lupo as well. Oh yeah, so Fry also is a few laps down right now, seeming to not have had the best of starts. And of course, Ben Law DNF'd after an incident in the first lap, it seems. You mentioned Alex Curto a second ago.
Yeah.
This is Alex Curto. And look in the front. You can already see the leg side.
Oh, the gap is 3 seconds now. Alex Curto is really sounding the charge. He wants that P3 and he wants it now. Oh wow, those two Lexuses. We'll have to really watch the rearview mirrors, because Alex Curto, I'm guessing, I wouldn't say that he's mad. I'm guessing that he really...
Oh yes, he's mad. He's absolutely mad. Fuming. Must be fuming under his helmet.
Firebombing their houses.
We do not condone terrorism here. But yeah, this battle between the two, Gary Slater and John Bertoni, as they almost come together there, very close between the two, it's gonna be, well, it's gonna be challenged now, just about now, as Alex Curto is now within a second of Gary Slater.
Yeah, that Aston Martin is going to be high. It will really stick its nose in the rear mirrors, and you know Gary Slater will probably be the first victim. Yeah, log off Angry Curtis is scary Curto 1000%.
I can totally see why Gary Slater wants to get past now, past Charlton Bertoni. He knows Alex is not going to take prisoners. We know we know the Canadian Centre stands towards the Geneva Convention.
You mean the Geneva checklist?
The Geneva suggestion, yes.
So yeah, these two Lexuses, yeah, may God have mercy on their souls, because Alex Curto will not. As we're now probably going to see in P4, like in turn 4, we'll probably see the first assault from the Aston Martin here for P4. Here now with this slipstream, big braking zone. Will Alex Curto attempt it? Doesn't look like it. Well, maybe yes, because Gary Slater went pretty wide. Alex Curto might have better traction, but wait a second, because there is a hypercar throwing a wrench into their plans, and so what if... Okay, that is a good battle. Gary Slater is not going to go down without a fight. However, Alex Curto will also take the fight and will punch back. But Gary Slater is really trying their hardest. Alex Curto having a bit of an unsettlement in that car and losing time. So it will be for the next occasion, which might probably come up really soon, as they are now heading downhill with two hypercars, a Vanwall and a Toyota, chasing them down and trying to land them.
Exactly.
That is going to be a sight to behold.
Multiple lappings going to be going on right here with Josef Herman and Cosmo Marsh. Both on different laps, lapping this group here. This is going to separate them a tiny bit between one another. But Alex Curto, we saw how quick he was able to catch up. And these overtakes all happened here on the straight without any issues. So he's already right on the back again of Gary Slater. There is going to be the attack potentially now on the end of the next straight. Depends on the exit. I don't think it's quite close enough to go for any move for any of the GT3s. Gary Slater surely has a look though.
Yeah, well, yeah. For a moment I was like, well, maybe he's combining attack and defense, but no, Alex Curto was just a bit too far. Oh no, oh, someone overslept in chat. I just saw that. Oh, man. You are missing the action here on the track, but luckily for you, we are going to provide it here on this broadcast, because Alex Curto, one day we'll be able to pronounce his name without stuttering, I swear. Alex Curto is really going to show us a very nice spectacle here on Continental Circus, as he's now headed for the outside. For a moment I was like, is he going to bump that rear of that Lexus? But no, not yet. Alex Curto keeping it clean. Thank you, Jojo.
I mean, Alex will do...
not going to head...
Alex will do anything to try and get past. Well, not necessarily anything, but anything legal that he can do, he will try and do. As Gary Slater is now very close. As we see... Oh, that was a Toyota in the back. Was that was Edwin Law?
Edwin Law. Alex Curto in the pits, diving into the pits. Alex Curto. Oh, that might be... I mean, I'm not too sure if a... Oh, okay, so a full tank of fuel will last for an hour. But I'm not too sure if the virtual energy tank will. So Alex Curto might try and undercut the two Lexuses ahead in knowledge that the virtual energy tank will not last for anyone.
Did we?
So that might be some strategy playing out.
Did we see all of the GT3s hit last time?
I think so. I think we did, yeah. At least a bunch of GT3s, we saw them pitting. I'm not sure if it was all of them, but for sure a good chunk of them, as we are now headed back to the Lexus on Lexus action.
Oh boy.
I have to ask one thing. Since Mercedes is a feminine name, we know that Mercedes on Mercedes action is Yuri. How about Lexus on Lexus? Is this Yuri as well?
So we have the two Lexi battling here. We see, of course, in the background there's Geir Odinson cutting this battle up for now. Has to lap these two Lexi here. Veska Kyoso getting a bit unsettled here in the background. We see he's starting to struggle a little bit, maybe, or maybe just having fun, because you know, girls just want to have fun sometimes.
Yeah, at the same time, that's not the first time that Veska Kyoso's car got a little bit nervous, especially on throttle. I feel like either the setup or Reska's driving style might be a bit on the nervous side, as we are now seeing Omet Orm also pitting. So yeah, definitely the virtual energy tank is not going to last for the entire race. Those GT3s will have to pit.
And that means Linian Brown is now in the lead for the GT3 class at the moment. We'll have to see how long that may last. If there's definitely a required pit stop because of the virtual energy, then who knows how long it will last. There's 10 seconds right now between Linny and Brown and Ometo. So any pit stop or any issue from Linny and Brown will lead to getting back the lead of the race, which she has had quite comfortably for a long while so far. But in the meantime, we have another battle now with Adrian Boffin catching up to Jan Seppa.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Boffin will be able to strike this lap. I mean, there are really a lot of occasions here. There is going to be a very technical sector coming right up. However, if Boffin will be able to keep the gap and not fall too far behind, they might be able to strike real soon, as there will be a hypercar probably throwing a wrench in their plans. I think that is Yours, I think?
That is the leader, Ethan de Jong.
No, that's Ethan de Jong. I did not see the first on the side. So, yeah, Ethan de Jong will throw a wrench in their plans. Also, Alex Curto is right back on the action.
Yeah, so this is now a battle for between three people, 4P6 in class, and well, Ethan de Jong must be happy. He was now on the camera for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Should get into more battles in order to show more on the camera. But no. We would give more screen time for the definitely deserved drive for Ethan de Jong, but there's just so much battling going on as we see Adrian Bonfin. How close are they going to get to Jan Seppa? Are they going to go for the move? Going to the inside, braking late. Oh, that is very late.
With the sand, I mean, it's not really too late. Bonfim is able to overtake as they're not slowing down Alex Curto, as Alex Curto was able to also try and get the position on the BMW. Yes. Alex Curto was able to gain the position, and now the Aston Martin is chasing the Lamborghini, and I'm expecting this chase to be ruthless.
Yes, and here we see the Aston Martin in its natural habitat, the hunting grounds of the Brazilian steppe. As it's going to the inside of the Lamborghini of Adrian Bonfin. Oh my god, it looks like the Aston Martin has hunted successfully the steer, the Italian steer.
Yeah, Alex Curto is really sending it, and understandably so. You do not want to lose a lot of time in traffic, as I think he's trying to undercut the two Lexuses for P3.
Well, absolutely, and he cannot lose any time for that. But then again, they're also losing quite a lot of time just battling with one another. Gary Slater goes for the inside once again. Not side by side enough to actually go for a move. But, I mean, at this point, it's almost like the image of Gary Slater on the inside mirror, on the left-hand mirror of Charlton's car, will have the burnt-in image of Gary Slater's now. It's like an LCD screen.
Yeah.
Or a plasma screen.
As for the question in chat from Bloodwolf, there is a Ferrari hypercar driven by Eric Regis, but I think there are no Ferrari GT3s here in the race.
Oh yeah, that's a Ferrari. Right.
Yeah, I'm kinda surprised that we're seeing so many Toyotas, but not as many Ferraris. I mean, to be fair, the Toyota is a good car, but I would have expected the Ferrari to also be a good car, favored by many. That is a surprise to not see it on the grid, as featured as often as the other was, but let's stop thinking about Ferraris, let's think about this battle here on track between a BMW and a Lamborghini. Yeah, this is... Jan Seppa will have to deal with the gap that is, well, a bit high. It used to be a bit lower before. There will also be this Aston Martin, this hypercar from Patrick Silvasi here, throwing a wrench into their plans and into their battle. It's not going to be that easy at all, really. Like, if I were in Seppa, I will try and maybe settle in and wait for a mistake ahead, but we are seeing Putsikitis. Putsikitis here diving into the pits for their pit stop, because let's remind people, the virtual energy tech not lasting for an hour, that is way more true for hypercars as well.
But Sebastiano, you have to explain to me right now why you as an Italian cannot pronounce Greek names. You are basically the same country according to internet.
Basically different alphabet, completely different language, that is like they have nothing in common with one another, so yeah. I think that maybe a few words might have a common roots, but I think that's about it. I have no idea how to speak Greek at all, so yeah, that is going to be fun.
No. Both of you cook with so much olive oil. Both of you have a lasagna type dish. Just one uses pasta and the other one uses melanzani. Like... You're the same people.
I mean, should I ask the Greeks in chat to actually confirm that or deny it? I mean, Greeks in chat, can you confirm or deny this one? Because I would actually deny it. There are quite a lot of differences between Italy and Greece. I think there are more similarities between Italy and Romania, to be fair.
I mean, that has a different reason, because I recently saw a map that the most immigrants from another country in Italy are Romanians, actually, interestingly. So, yeah. On a different, completely different note right now, we have Omet Olm really catching up to Linian Brown right now. Only 2 seconds down so far.
Oh, well, you were saying that and Omet Olm went wide. Oh, but Brownie also... Well, they both went wide, so I guess one mistake cancels the other out. So we have now Omet Olm only 1.5 seconds behind, as Liam Brownie will now have to defend really heavily, or they might just let Omet Olm by, not lose any time, and do their strategy, pit on the lap they want to pit in, just do their thing.
Yeah, Omet Olm really looking to just get back the P1 position just on pace. No problem whatsoever. Well, we'll have to see whether any problem arises. There's another car catching up to Brethren. It is Tommy Leto, currently in P5. Only 2.5 seconds down on the battle between Gary Slater and Charlton Bertoni, which has calmed down a bit. The two are a bit further apart from one another. But Tommy Leto is catching up, and of course, as we said earlier, he won the last race at Sebring. So he is not a slow driver, definitely not. Just had a bit of a lackluster start today, thanks to, I think, some collision in the beginning with, that was an Aston Martin Valkyrie, actually.
Yeah, I think that was the other low, the one that was in the Aston Martin. Yeah, it looks a bit crunched, like Ben Low. Yeah, I think that was the Aston Martin here at the first lap. Putsikitis also apparently did nothing.
I am
so
confused.
Not a good race for the grid driver.
I am confused. Aren't the Aston Martins supposed to be very consistent cars in terms of not breaking down and stuff?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not too sure about the internet of the drivers racing in
Fair enough. Fair enough. To be honest, if you choose a reliable car, you should get a reliability upgrade for your internet. Free.
That is true. That is 100% true. If your car is unreliable and you have the best internet in the world, your internet should crash every second, as we are now seeing Omet Olm crashing the young Brownie's hopes of winning the race. Actually no! they're still side by side, and young Brownie is not getting crushed, and yeah, retains the position.
Yeah, Linnea and Brown
Very
wants to
nice
get
of
all the
the-
brownie points they can, leading the race in front of Omet right now, wanting to keep it that way. We'll have to see how long they can keep it. Omet is a very quick driver, we know that. We'll just have to see. Well, it is the Lamborghini as well, which is plays into the strength of Omet as a driver. Of course, in ACC, she races the Audi R8, which has which is a pretty similar car with just a bit of a shorter wheelbase than the Lamborghini, as well as being an Audi, which is objectively a worse brand.
I mean, I thought you hated BMWs.
Well, yes, but Audi is also not one of my favorite brands. I like Lamborghini more.
What about Mercedes then?
I also
You
don't
like
very like.
Mercedes?
I don't like very many German brands, to be quite honest. And the only German brand I really like, Opel, is not doing much racing. As Omet's always going for the undercut for the inside of this corner and very easily makes the overtake work in the end. That was textbook.
Very nice overtake, and young Brownie went a little bit wider, and Omet thought we probably say, well, thank you very much, I will now just sail ahead, unbothered, moisturized, because, let's admit it, this is very wet. All the drivers will be moisturized, however, looks like Omet has some troubles in a straight line as young Brownie really puts that V8 to work and just overtakes Omet. Okay, I did not expect that. I will be honest, I 100% did not expect that.
No, there's no AMG slander happening in here. It is just not one of my favorite brands.
Fair enough. Also the Lexus on Lexus battle, they're still duking it out with Tommy Leto right behind them.
Tommy Leto has lost
behind.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of time now, Tommy Leto, on Charlton Bertoni and Gary Slater. So, yeah.
I mean, Tommy Leto, I think they might struggle a little bit here with the wet, because we saw how fast they were in the first race at Sebring. But right now, seems like they're struggling a little bit. That is not what I expected, if I'm being honest. However, these two drivers are probably battling it out so hard that Tommy Leto will be like, well, no need in pushing too hard, I will just overtake them nonetheless.
But if we're going to see a battle, if we're going to see some more pitting between the other cars, then Alex Curter will definitely be in a good position. He is now 22 seconds behind Tommy Leto and has completely free space, basically. No one to battle in front for 22 seconds, no one to battle behind, making ground up actually to Adriel Bonfin. So it's just about not losing much time when being lapped by hypercars, as is the case right now. Actually, the better line right there for Alex Curter, Adriel Bonfin going around the outside. As the quicker car has the responsibility to overtake safely.
And without doing the big Nyan. Because the big Nyan is scary and we don't want to see it. We want to see the clean Nyan.
Absolutely. I have no idea what you just said, but I absolutely agree. As Gary Slater is still following Charlton Bertoni, I think that you have gotten into a rhythm now. I'm starting to question whether Gary Slater actually wants to overtake for now, or whether he will just wants to wait for like a last lap chance or something.
I'll be honest, I did not see a lot of aggressiveness from Gary Slater, so maybe we might not see Gary Slater sending it too hard because of that lack of aggressiveness, just because Gary Slater does not want to send it. Really, they will probably want to send it later in a few laps, as well. Otherwise, they might risk losing time, as they are not getting overtaken by, I think, Edwin Law which is going to break this battle up in many little pieces.
Can I just say, if you try to shorten down send it later, you could shorten that down to Slater.
Ooh, that is true. That is a big brain moment. This is a massively big brain moment.
I thought that was the gag you were going for, but I just wanted to make it sure for the rest of everyone watching right now, because if that was a deliberate pun by you, that was the biggest brain pun I've ever heard.
It was not deliberate, but thank you for making me notice it. I will do that in the future, and I will sell the joke.
Ha ha ha.
It's funny.
As Gary Slater is still on the rear, going a bit wide there on the entry. Well, there is the number 5 hypercar off. No, Edwin Law is currently in the pits. No, that is...
No, that's his barriers. Edwin Law is in the barriers.
And back, Edwin Law is now DNF'd. That is Edwin Law's race over suddenly, which means Reska Kyoso is now in P4. And Odinson is now in P5.
Yeah, Odinson, which also lost some time to Reska Kyoso, which is kind of unexpected, not going to lie. I thought that Gert Odinson would actually be able to keep up some more, especially considering their pace in qualifying, but that does not seem to be the case.
I think Gary Slater tried to send it later right here, but was unable to do so safely, so lost quite a lot of time in the end to Charlton Bertoni. Now over a second behind, and that means Tommy Leto is now catching up with, right between them, Gert Odinson.
Yeah. So, Gert Odinson, why do not know what is going to... there's sudden drop of pace or what happened. However, the chat also says that Ometom and Brownie are also training a lot of places, front and back, so we might want to see what is going on there. I think that Ometom might have some damage, maybe, that might make their car not as fast in the straight line compared to the Brownie. However, I'm surprised that of the GT3s that pitted, only Ometom and Alex Curto have done so thus far. I was expecting all the other GT3s to actually pit, but however, I was proven wrong. They are not pitting. They're just staying on track and they're just driving. Wow.
Well, there's still 5 minutes left on the clock, so anything might still happen. Linian Brown might pull in this lap. Who knows? And yeah, Edwin Law crashed, unfortunately. We saw the aftermath of that on the stream.
Yeah, it sucks, but I mean, I guess it does happen sometimes. It is, however, yeah, unfortunate, sadly. As we are also going to see these two drivers still battling it out.
They're still battling. Actually, there might be a move coming right now from Ahmed Orm, going on to the inside of Linian Brown, but not going for the move in the end.
Yeah, it seems like Ometom does not have the straight line speed to overtake Lynette Brownie under braking or with his slipstream. However, we're now seeing Ometom ahead of Lynette Brownie. Is she going to be able to keep the position, or is that Corvette going to be able to overtake her again and again and again? No, looks like Ometom was able to keep the position nice and easy. And so, well, next thing to do will be to just push as hard as possible. So, best of luck to everyone involved in this battle, because Ometon, we know she's a very fast driver. Also, there is Slater and Tommy Leto in a battle right now. Tommy Leto, we know they're also a very fast driver. Sending it... No, they're not sending it down the inside, as
Ethan
De Jong is actually throwing a wrench into their plan. So, no big send.
Yeah, and it seems like Gary Slater lost quite a lot of time to Charlton Bertoni, now 2 seconds behind. I think with that one failed attempt at an overtake or just missed braking we saw earlier, he just lost the slipstream and therefore lost the ground to Charlton Bertoni. All the better for Tommy Leto, who is now on his rear trying to go for the move.
Yeah, yeah, Ooh. Okay, so, knowing Tommy Leto and how they were able to gain a lot of time, I would expect them to actually be able to find themselves in a situation to threaten Gary Slater again. However, there are only 2.5 minutes left. That's not going to be easy at all.
Exactly. It's only 2.5 minutes left. There are going to be 2 more laps for these drivers. Yeah, 2 more laps for these drivers. Let's see what the leader currently is. We've got Omet Om. Yeah, it's going to be 2 more laps.
Yeah, also, surprised that Omet Om and Alex Curto pitted, considering that everyone else is not pitting, actually. That is surprising, not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, typically GT3s can go for a 1-hour stint, so I'm actually surprised that that anyone pitted at all, or that it is necessary. Also, I don't remember ever seeing Ethan De Jong pitting, for example.
That is true. Maybe they pitted while we were focused on something else. So, you know, maybe it was just something that we did not, we need to catch on camera, rather than being something that was
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy Leto now, however, Gary Slater was also able to catch back up a bit to Charlton Bertoni. They're now closer once again than they were before. But I don't think it will be enough. There's only 1 minute left on the clock. So let's take a look at where Ethan De Jong is right now. Ethan De Jong actually coming around to the start-finish straight to start the last lap of the race.
Yeah. So we are now going to see Ethan De Jong doing an extra lap, and yeah, because of the 30 extra seconds, hopefully people accounted for that, because if they didn't, oh boy, I will not want to be in their shoes right now, not going to lie.
Does anyone cut it so close that 40 seconds makes a difference? Yeah, potentially. We will see in just about 1.5 minutes.
So yeah, that is going to be nice to see, although it's a bit scary to see all things considered. We will see how people dealt with fuel. Especially in the GT3s, because again, there are a lot of cars that we've not seen pitting, compared to others that we have actually seen pitting. So, I mean, are they could this extra lap throw a wrench in their plans and give them an extra lap to deal with, an extra lap they didn't account for? So it's going to be a bit scary, not going to lie.
But what is not scary, well, depending on who you are. Actually, it's very scary to every fellow competitor of his, is the dominance that Ethan De Jong showed today. Look at this, on the start-finish straight, right ahead of Omet Om right there, finishing the race as P1, and his best lap was over a second quicker than the best lap of the car currently in P2, Patrick Salvasi. Omet Om as well has finished the race P1 in GT3 class. Patrick Salvasi coming around to the last corners right now. Of course, winner of the last race, and today in P2, but severely defeated by the dominance of Etienne de Jong.
Yeah, I mean, Etienne de Jong really went ahead, did not look back, and just sent it. That was an amazing performance from Etienne de Jong, as we're now seeing Jose Ferman finishing their lap. As we also see Tommy Leto and Gary Slater with Tommy Leto, the Finnish driver, actually being able to finish ahead of Gary Slater, so congrats on them. Jose Ferman was able to finish the race. Resca Chioso with a pretty good P4, all things considered. So nice job to the British driver here. Then we will see Odinson, which is actually quite far behind, I think 8 seconds or something. I mean, not the best of races for them, but it was a good damage control race, so good job on them. And now Nagaisev, unlucky race for the Porsche driver, but still they were able to get the P6 home, so good job on them, and that should be all of them. All the drivers that have finished the race.
Exactly, and once again we have Etienne de Jong winning the race ahead of Patrick Salvasi and Jose Herman. Those are the top 3 of the hypercar standings. Resca Chioso finishes in P4, followed by Gerard Odinson in P5. Daniel Nagaitsev in P6 and Eric Greggs in P7. Cosmo Marsh finished in P8, the last of the leading hypercars that finished in front of the grid. For the GT3s, we have Omet Orm finishing in first, ahead of Linian Brown. Charlton Bertoni is the last person on the podium. Then we have Tommy Leto in P4 for class, followed by Gary Slater, Alex Curto, Adriel Bonfin, John Seppa, and then a few further cars who are a few laps down on the rest of the people. G-Fox Foxington is a few laps down. Luna Lupo is a few laps down. Fry as well. We saw Edwin Law, Viktoras Putikaitis, Ben Law, all having their issues and DNFing in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually unlucky for a lot of drivers. We did see quite a lot of DNFs. Also, well, technically quite a lot of incidents, especially at the beginning of the race. Lots of spins. Well, the second half of the race has been overall pretty calm. It sucks that some drivers were not able to show up today. I'm still kind of confused by why some GT3s did pit while others didn't. I mean, we'll probably see later, or in the Continental Circus General, or maybe Alex Curto will explain that to us. Yeah, there will be a lot of things that we will see later, and yeah, that has been a pretty good race, all things considered.
Absolutely, it has been a pretty good race. Well done to all of the finishers that we saw today. And we will be back next week, actually, for the third round, which will be the East Asian round at Fuji. So, same time next week. Thanks to our Patreons as well for supporting. Without them, it would not be possible to run this league at all, thanks to server costs and the likes. If you want to support us as well, you can do so via Patreon or buying through one of our affiliate links. You can see those down in the description. You can also join our Discord server in order to race with us if you ever want to do so. But yeah, next time around, we will be racing in Japan, as I said, and we will be seeing the continued battle for the championship with Etienne de Jong finishing so well today, definitely wanting to put the hammer to want to start hammering down the nails into the coffin of this championship aspiration. Well, not of the championship aspiration, but of the championship aspiration of other drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in GT3 class, we saw Tommy Leto not having the best race today. We'll see next time whether he can defend again or whether Omet Orm or Linian Brown will be able to prevail in their drives. I have been Julian Strasser. With me has been the Italian Jojo. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and see you on the racetrack.